taking over, that's a promise, not a threat.
Uppercut, season off top, you stop breathing.
And I mean, obviously, then, you know, segue, there is another card too, but it's also another one of those cards that's just like, why? You know what I'm saying? You know, involving one Jaime Munguia, who we've talked about on many occasions.
Oh man, is this that kid that, you know, can have any big fight or title fight he wants, but just keeps playing career mode? Him?
Pretty much, yeah. That is
that guy. Like, well, wow, are we really gonna sit here and have a podcast about this?
No, but no, not really.
I mean, that's why this shit is called work. Like honestly, this is like you gonna hear the disgust in my voice. I ain't gonna interrupt Pat no more. Go and just do what you gotta do, man. But you know how I feel about this shit.
Yeah, I know. Like I say, it's one of those fights where you like. One thing that we hate to see is fighters that clearly can get better fights and have the opportunities on the table, but don't take them for whatever reason, and then they're fighting lesser fights. And this is Jaime Munguia. Like you fight at 150, you win a 154 belt on some absolute fuckery because your promoter kind of set up the previous champion, who's probably never going to recover from that beating, I should say. You know, and then you do your thing at 154. You have a serious which you should have lost the fight. You should have lost your fight and your title. You know, and you're like, okay, you know, 154 is affecting me, blah blah blah. This, I'm not gonna do this anymore. So you you move up in weight, where you have some opponents on your platform. Not only within your promotional, you have a platform that you can make fights. Where you can make fights with. And so you want the Triple G fight, you can make fights with Andre, who's there. You know, you can make fights with 160 people that mean something to you. But instead, of course, you fight Gary Sutherland, you know, you go 11. You fight Torino Johnson, you know, who hasn't been that active. You fight him. It's a good fight, whatever, like, you're fine. Then you go off the rail, you fight Camille Zarameta, who's just coming off the Triple G loss. Like, there's no reason, and then there is no reason for you to fight Camille Zarameta. And then you fight Gabriel Rosado for 12 rounds because you want to have an old school Mexican fight because Rosado beat back the bully. Like, and then now you're fighting...
Yeah, Rosado's name getting mentioned a lot tonight too. Like,
yeah. So now you're fighting Demetrius Ballard. Wow. Now, Demetrius Ballard, I can't badmouth him. Like I said, you know, basically, I mean, he's a decent fighter, but he's clearly not in the league, and he certainly didn't look all that great in his own last fight out. So it's just like, you know, it's just fights like you get like if you got to face a Ballard, then you got to face like someone who's high powered at the division for me to at least ignore that. But you know, you're fighting fights you're not supposed to fight. You're fighting this. It's like, and I know the zone has been like, okay, we're gonna back, you know, we're gonna back Golden Boy. This is the deal, you know, we're getting more Golden Boy shows. But you gotta make this motherfucker fight. Like, I mean, if you're gonna put Golden Boy for Munguia, you gotta make him fight. Look, we're not gonna put you on TV unless you're fighting. You give him a list. You gave Canelo a fucking list. Give this nigga a list. Like, seriously. Like, you know, you gotta make him like, okay, you gotta face Andre, you gotta face Triple G, you know, you gotta face Jamal Charlo, you gotta face somebody that could actually, you know, that'll put up a fight that will test your skills. But yeah,
even though the dude that just bit Derevyanchenko, even that would have been a better fight.
Yeah, Adamus, yeah, the fuck things too.
Adamus, yeah. I wouldn't have minded that fight.
Yeah, and the thing with this one is, it's one of these too. It's like Derevyanchenko was actually going to be put in the ring with Munguia, which would have also been like horrible. Like I would have not approved of that fight either, because you know, Derevyanchenko's taken far too much punishment in his last 4 fights. You know, for that shit to sit well with me, and he should really be fighting someone else. That should not be eliminated. But yeah, the Adamus fight is a damn good fight for him. But no. He wants to go career moding with Demetrius Ballard, and it's just like, I mean, prediction wise, I mean, he'll knock Ballard out. There's no question about that. Like, I mean, that's my prediction. Like, he's gonna knock Ballard out, and it's probably gonna take him maybe about 7-8 rounds to do it. You know, but it's not even it's more about the prediction. It's more about this dude Like, who is he being protected from? Like, is he just waiting until belts are vacated so he can win them, or it's terrible. Like, he should, and it's a main event too. Like, I mean, like DAZN needs to. This is where DAZN's like they released their slate of fights for the most part, and by far this one is probably the one. It's probably the only one on there that was just like that that kind of stuff because it didn't really make sense and it wasn't really a high powered fight, in any type of way. So like DAZN, like I mean the prediction be damned. Like I know Munguia is gonna win. Like, he's gonna win by knockout, but DAZN, if you insist on other fighters being able to face some other fighters, you need to put the same thing behind this motherfucker right here, Munguia. Like Munguia, like he changed trends. Like he has El Terrible in his corner. He's been teaching him shit. Like, what are you doing? Like,
like dude is ready. Like he's no less than 40% in any fight. I would still favor Andre, Triple G, Charlo all over him, but he's in all of those fights.
Exactly. Like, dude has 38 career fights. Going on 39, like
how many fucking fights do you need before you step it up? Like, my goodness. And it's like no one cares about it in the media.
Yeah,
no one's putting these guys to the fire. It's just, well, he's young. Like, bull fucking shit. Like you don't give me this young shit no more. The man been in 2 divisions already young. It's like Once you got over 20 fights, 25 fights, it's like that young shit out the game, man. Right.
Like I said, he's a former 154 champion. He has 5-6 title defenses. He has a couple wins against former champions. Like, what are we doing here, people? Like
what the fuck are we doing? Like, this is the thing now. This is how they'll spin it. Ballard, since Ballard is young, undefeated, and he's in his prime, they look at that as like, hey, like, he's young, he's undefeated, he's in his prime, like, he hasn't been worn down by anything. Okay, cool, I get that. But then he's coming off a real pedestrian ass, Jacobs ass type performance.
Right.
So it's like you can't really sell that. And the Adamas fight would have been the perfect fight if you weren't looking for a title or a big fight.
Exactly. Like we would be putting respect on this shit and really be putting some analysis behind that shit.
Yeah, because both you would have said both earned the fight, and it would have been a good style contrast. Both could punch, and it's a good style contrast. It's good skills, and whoever, it would have really wrapped things up because you would have really felt like, okay, whoever wins this, like, hey, this guy is a big fight now.
Right.
This is like, it's the same shit. I feel like we're getting a series that done jumped the shark.
Yeah, exactly. And like I said, I mean, and it's just bad too because like the card itself is not really all that great. I mean, in fact, the only real highlight of the whole undercard is just the fact that William Zepeda is going to be fighting in the co-main.
Zepeda's a fucking beast, man. Jeez.
Yeah, exactly. Zepeda is someone who can upset the apple cart if given a shot. I mean, that dude is a legit beast at lightweight. Like, and he's not talked about. He's not talked about a lot, but dude is a problem. Dude is a future champion in the making. But like I said, unfortunately,
he'd be a handful for anybody at lightweight, man.
Right, but unfortunately, like I said, he's facing someone who we would consider a quote unquote a jobber. He's not a notable jobber either, and I think that the whole card is pretty much a whole bunch of of Golden Boy fighters fighting jobbers because the card is in Mexico, so you already know.
Jobber Festival.
It's a Mexican jobber. So Mexican jobber festival is a little bit different from American. Mexican jobber festivals means like you probably more chance of a knockout happening, but the favorite's just brutally knocking them out.
Yeah, but they'll be entertaining type of knockouts and scraps, right. But a jobber festival the same, Each country has them. Each country is kind of, the execution is different each country, but they all in the same.
Right. So I mean,
like same domestic level dust up. It's just a fucking cerveza instead to that night.
Facts. You know, it's like so. Yeah, I mean, you have your choices. You know, a Kell Brook thing in the afternoon and this fight in the evening. But truthfully, like I said, I mean, one fight should have happened 5 years early. This other fight should have never happened. So, I'm not even gonna ask you a prediction. I already know
if the Ballard fight happened, it should have happened instead of Rosado.
Right.
Because then it's like you're only fighting Rosado because it's convenient, because y'all trying to even out the boxing universe and shit, because you know he's robbed against Jacobs and he got the bully fight, so he earned it. But it's like why fight a guy like it's just crazy. It's so almost annoying. You'll just throw your head into a wall trying to make excuses for this bullshit and explain it.
Right, exactly. So it's like, and like I said, you know, I have a DAZN subscription, and like I said, and for the most part, I actually do like the rollout. But this is like one of those fights that just like, you know, if you're gonna put a fight like this, then you gotta make the undercard a little bit more palatable. But then it's the Golden Boy is
usually known for, but I don't know what the fuck going on this time.
I mean, like I said, because usually, as we mentioned before, Golden Boy usually knows how to put together a card from top to bottom. Where you can even watch
put together a motherfucking star, though. That's what they need to do. It seems like that's what they've been like. Everybody right now on Golden Boy is with like a stay busy interim lateral move fight.
Right.
But everybody is really on the cusp of a big fight and been that way. But no one's taking the jump to the fucking big fight. Like, even Ortiz, like...
Yeah, like, Ortiz fight, I mean, we'll talk more when that fight comes up. I think it's next month against Michael McKinnon. And then, like I said, I mean, it's a lateral move. I mean, because Mike McKinnon, is not known at level. But for who Ortiz has fought and defeated, Michael McKinnon's not necessarily the move.
It doesn't do anything. The only move that's worse than that is the fucking I think Chris Vander, Conor Ben next fight.
Yeah. If that one, like I might not.
That's even worse to me. Like,
yeah, if that legitimately happens, like we're not gonna review that shit. Like I'm not gonna recap or preview that shit unless there's an upset. We will recap only if there's an upset. If Ben gets upset,
shout outs to Rodney Blake. Haney needs to move up. Thank you.
Yeah, and trust me, Rodney, we will get into. Yeah, we will get into Haney shortly too, because we have some bars in that whole situation. Trust.
Shit, I mean, so what's the prediction for Munguia? Let's wrap this shit up and get into that shit.
Yeah, you know what? Like I said, Munguia will knock Ballard out in 7.
In 7, Munguia knock him out in the 9th.
Yeah. Ooh.
But hold on, wait. Before we finalize this, keep in mind the boxing gods are watching.
Yes.
I could throw it out there and put an upset in the universe. You see that's happened twice already, right?
Yes, sir.
But the thing is, I don't feel the force is strong with this one. But if I'm wrong, I would not be mad at all.
No, sir. Yeah.
Everybody deserves a fucking upset, and a boxing god's intervention is fucking Jaime Munguia.
Mm-hmm.
See, Jacobs, you know, we don't hate Daniel Jacobs as a boxer, whatever. He's good for the sport. You know, he came back from a lot. It was just more noticing something. And
right.
You hate to notice it because Jacobs is a good guy. He puts on good performances. For the most part, a solid guy, whatever. You know, so and he's always tried to fight the tough fights, regardless if he's weighted, if one person looking vulnerable, whatever. He's made the tough fights. You know, that's more than you could say for a lot of guys. Like Chris Eubank,
Yeah. Right.
and Jaime Munguia. So him, you know, getting his comeuppance, whatever. It is what it is. It's you know, you don't like it, but it happens. You don't find any joy in calling that one. Gary Russell Jr. the same thing. The same type of upset to a close fight that, you know, he almost won, really. Like, and with it, you know, you don't feel. I don't feel good about calling that shit. But Munguia Ballard, like if I was an asshole, like I really would call the upset on that. But I just don't like. I don't think Ballard is good enough to beat the Munguia that's operating at this level.
Right. I'm
not calling it, but if he was to damn wake up that morning and channel the spirit of fucking Trinidad, damn Terry Norris,
and Dennis Hogan,
Sugar Shane Mosey, I don't know, man. But if he is supposed to put everything together and cause an upset, I will not be surprised, and I will be like laughing. If you hear an evil laugh in the distance, that will be me. So that's all I got to say on that. So yeah, let's jump into this lightweight fuckery.